Yay.
Hey, so now I'm the one yelling hey as we start. So welcome to another session of the Psychic and the Skeptic, and we have another guest speaker today, Allie Murphy,
Yay.
who has been awesome enough to work with us today. Allie has been kind of on a journey since 2015 as in nutritional therapy, yoga instruction, Kundalini, Reiki instructor. She knows all of this stuff. And the recent thing that we've added to her expertise, or that she has added, we didn't have anything to do with it, is tapping.
Totally.
Yeah, we didn't have anything to do with it, but we tried it out, so we thought we would bring her on.
Oh my God, I'm addicted. I'm totally addicted.
Mina has become addicted, and I myself have done it as well. So Allie Murphy, this is called Tapping with Allie, is our time today. And Allie, take it away. We'd love to hear more about what exactly is tapping, and not the tap shoes dancing. We'd probably get addicted to that as well if you knew either of our background.
I don't have any rhythm, no.
You're whatever. You're a ballet dancer. Ballet dancers don't have rhythm, I guess. Anyway.
On tap. Okay. Allie.
Allie.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Mina. Thank you, Sam, for having me. I'm very excited to be here and to share what tapping is. This tool is also known as emotional freedom technique, EFT. You may have heard, various versions of the same thing, essentially. And I got into it back in 2018. Essentially because I was struggling a lot with PTSD, with anxiety, general stress. And I had tried all the things that I thought would help and work. And it wasn't like they didn't, but I felt like I just needed something else or something different because the problems are really resonating in my mind and emotionally. I just knew that as a kid, I'd suppressed so much. I had let things just be buried for so long. And I could just intuitively know that the PTSD and anxiety was coming about probably because of that and other stuff, right? So I explored this tool, EFT tapping, and it just changed everything for me. And then I became a practitioner shortly after, and I love the tool. I mean, it helps. I like to say that tapping, because if I just use the word tapping, not everyone's going to understand what the heck that is. Or if I say EFT again, or even if I say emotional freedom technique and spell it out, it's still unclear what it actually is. So I like to say it's a hybrid of healing tools. It combines talk therapy, which I think most of us know. It combines acupressure. And it's a form of meditation as well as a way to rewire your subconscious mind. So you get all of that really in one tool, in tapping, and in one session. And we're going to do a session together in a little bit. So you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, how it works, and you'll be able to see how it feels for you as well.
Yeah. And I know, especially for those of us in the Western world, we have a tendency to really stuff our emotions. And when you're a kid and you don't feel safe to express your emotions, you stuff them. And then you find yourself 20 years later going, why am I crying about, this again? You think you got it. You think you've healed. You've gone to therapy. You've done the spiritual healings. You've done all of it. And you still catch yourself going, why is this crap still coming up?
For sure. And that's what I learned.
Yeah, for me, I met Allie before in herbs and acupuncture, and we totally met each other, and we started doing the healing meditations together as a group. And I knew she did tapping, but it was actually, I watched this show called Travelers, and it was something about people from the future, blah blah blah, and they come back, and so the doctor from the future is doing a tapping session on this guy, and I was like, hey, Allie does that, and I was like, hey, I want to do tapping, let's try this, and I just fell in love. My experiences were definitely experiences, but it unblocked things and channels so that, for my PTSD, when I finally got away from my abuser, that date was always significant for me. And so finally reaching that date and it not being traumatic anymore because we had done tapping sessions, I just, I totally love it. And I recommend it to anyone who has never tried it. And Allie, I think something special about her, though, that she probably won't mention is that her voice has a healing energy in it. So when you're doing the session with her, it's like the vibration of her voice helps you be there, and it helps you in tune it. So there's people that have gifts, all kinds of different type of gifts, but one of the gifts is a voice of healing. And I believe firmly that that's one of Allie's gifts, is her voice is healing. Okay, so I'm sorry, Allie, let's do this.
Thank you. Thanks. I just want to say real quick.
Go ahead.
You want me to go, Sam?
No.
No, I just wanted to like say thank you for Mina for what you said and for trusting me to do these sessions together, because it is really a vulnerable process, so to be open to that, I always tell every client I work with that you're so brave and you're so courageous for doing this, because again, to Sam's point and to what I said earlier, we suppress a lot, just by nature, just because we don't have necessarily the nurturing, loving environments to feel safe enough to express this. And we learn this in childhood. Everything we learn essentially comes from childhood. And when I was saying how this not only releases the suppressed emotions and helps with healing, but when you rewire the subconscious mind, you're essentially going back to these old memories, these old events, these old traumas and triggers that now are manifesting in your life. And you have the ability through tapping this tool to change it, to essentially change the script, rewire it so that it's no longer affecting you, because what we learn and what we see and experience young, it gets trapped. So not only in our subconscious, it gets trapped in our muscles, in our tissues. And until we release and free ourselves from the trauma, from the most emotions associated with them, then we could keep reliving these same experiences over and over again. And that's really why the tool is called emotional freedom technique. It's really to give us the freedom so that we're not a victim of our circumstances, a victim of our memories, a victim of our traumas, because we could easily fall into that victim mentality. I've been there, I know firsthand. I was living there for years until I realized there's a way to come out of it. So there's a lot of benefits, and I'm preaching about the tool. I'm not preaching about me as a practitioner, like I love what I do, but the tool itself is just so profound. It's amazing, and I just can't wait for you guys to experience it.
Well, and I think we're all fascinated by going back in time. So that's how I like to see it, is like, those movies. Pretend you're in a movie and you're going back in time to that one specific moment, and how could you do something differently? That being said, it may always be good to start slow with tapping.
For sure. Yeah. You want to start with something current, something that's currently affecting you. You don't want to start with like the most difficult childhood trauma of your life. That's just too much.
They say that because I have experience, of course, because I dive right into things.
Yeah. But I wasn't going to bring that up. I was just going to say, if you're going to go into your first tapping session, do not pick one of the most traumatic experiences of your life. Pick that one moment where, like last week, when you were going to say something to a coworker and you were like, shoot, I didn't say what I wanted to say. I don't have my words together. Start with that.
Definitely. And that's why we're actually going to be tapping today on anxiety and depression, just anxious feelings, depressing feelings, not necessarily, if you've been experiencing this for like many, many years, it's at the chronic level, then we're still going to kind of go light and just basic, really to just acknowledge the feelings that you have and really to kind of help you come out of that. It's not obviously an overnight process. You don't snap your fingers and then you're just healed, but it's the beginning of the process of feeling better, and if you feel even 20% better after tapping than you did before, that's an improvement, right? And then you just keep continuing on and on with it. So
right, because we had talked about before, like when there's even addictions or other things like that involved, it takes more than one session on the same topic sometimes, and it'll take a few times. And I've felt a difference, because there's a couple topics that we've tapped on a couple times, and every time I feel like it helps even more. It's like, oh yeah, that's right, there's this,
So. Right, for sure. It definitely takes a little bit of time, but on the same note, there's been studies that show that tapping is twice as fast. You don't need as many sessions as you would in traditional talk therapy or even in cognitive behavioral therapy. So there's like the real evidence, the hardcore facts for the people that need that, or that just are curious. And so that really speaks to the power and the legitimacy of this tool. It's not just something people, just threw together a handful of decades ago. It has roots in Chinese medicine, has roots with, talk therapy, and it helps to lower cortisol levels. It's communicating with the amygdala, which is our fight or flight response, communicating with the subconscious, right? It's all comes together. It's very comprehensive.
Yeah, I mean, I had results after my first session. It was amazing. Like, awesome. Every time after the first, it's amazing. There's no words. Okay, I'm ready. I'm sorry.
Well,
All right.
and there is something to be said about tapping into the nervous system and the vagus nerve and that whole, it's a whole other topic. But the idea of, as somebody who has perpetually had anxiety and worry, because we tapped into that recently, where it was like we just started with one thing and then we realized it went way, way deeper. And it was like something tiny and that can, it's like trying to find the root cause. So it's like doing one tapping session is going to help, but then it's like you kind of want to go on a little bit deeper. It feels a little safer to go in a little bit deeper, and you put your toe in, and before you know it, you're swimming in the lake. But you're happy.
Yeah, for sure. I love that.
But you're happy about it. It's not trepid waters or anything. So
yeah, definitely.
So if you're going to do this with us, go get some water.
oh,
Because
shoot.
Yes. We need some water.
or just have drank water.
Yeah. This was any form of energy.
Well, yeah,
healing.
that works, Sam.
You guys don't realize how much coffee this girl needs in the morning.
I do.
And I just want to say, like, throw out a disclaimer here, this tool is recognized as safe, but if you feel that you need the extra support, or if you feel like some emotions are coming up, definitely seek out a friend or family member, or even a professional if you prefer to go to a licensed therapist, or if you even want to find a practitioner, an EFT practitioner, do that. But just try to take responsibility for your health and know that this is in general a safe practice. But again, we don't know what is trapped within us necessarily, right? And we don't know what's going to come up to the surface.
Right.
But if you keep tapping, and even if after this video you're just like, oh, I feel, the anxiety is creeping up, there are either redo this script, just repeat it, a couple times until you're really feeling better, or a backup plan is really to go to YouTube and find, I would
or call you.
Yeah. But in the emergency moment, someone's watching this at like midnight or 3 a.m. or something, that's even, I've done that before. I've had moments where it's just like, oh my God, I need somebody. Let me just go to this video, like tapping with Brad Yates. And I mean, I know I'm a practitioner, but it's not about, saying I'm the best. Like, there's other people obviously out there, he's been doing it for a long time and he has videos pre-recorded. So if you just want to tap further on anxiety or depression or stress, you could find a video on that. But if you are interested in doing sessions and you want to really heal specific things, right? Because all the scripts that you're going to find on YouTube or even in this video, obviously they're general, right? So they're going to speak to some things that you're experiencing because we're all human and we have so many things in common and similar experiences, right? But to really get to, like Sam said, the root cause, you would need to work one-on-one. So, but as a backup, feel free to keep tapping through the script. If you're feeling not so great, just keep tapping. The tapping itself, because you're tapping on these meridian points and because you're communicating with the nervous system, it's designed to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest. It's calming, it's restoring, it's going to just bring peace, in right away, just from the act of literally tapping on these points.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for those of you who are like, I'm not ready to start tapping right away with these guys,
You can just
totally
watch us and laugh. It's fine.
You can watch us with our eyes closed, and you can watch me try to sneak peeks because I can't. No.
Oh, I've never seen Allie tap. I mean, we've never done it virtually. We just do it on the phone. So this is exciting.
Yeah.
She's like, well, it's because like sometimes we break down or stuff like that. So we always did it on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm going to totally be watching you, Allie.
I'm going to have you like this the whole time. My clothes.
I mean, yeah, you can keep your eyes open or closed. It doesn't matter, whatever you prefer. But I guess before we start, maybe I'll just go through and show everyone where the tapping points are so that it's clear. Yeah. But of course, I'm going to be the guide. I'm going to be here showing you what to do, what to say, explaining what to say. So, but anyway, just a brief rundown. The first tapping point we do is called the karate chop. So let me show you. It's just literally on the side of your palm right here, and you're just going to tap on it. Whether you want to do 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4, it doesn't matter. There's no specific exact way. And again, and even if you're left-handed, right-handed, and you want to switch tapping on either side, of course, do that. feel free. So the first point is karate chop, and then we go up to the top of the head, which is just right here. So I'll call out top of the head, and that's where you go.
Do 20.
And then eyebrow point, right where the hair starts, the eyebrow, or by the bridge of the nose. Yeah, glasses are difficult.
Headphones, glasses, can't do it.
And then side of the eye, right here. Underneath the eye is the next point, and that's just on the bone underneath your lower eyelash.
I do both. Is that okay?
Yeah, you can do both. Yeah, I like doing both sometimes. It's like all about your mood, really. And then under the nose.
Like both my eyes need it.
Under the nose, yeah, exactly how it sounds. And the next point is the chin, but it's not the bottom of the chin, it's actually the crease. And you're just gonna tap right there.
Ow.
2 fingers, however you want to do it. And then the last point we do is collarbone. So just identifying where your collarbone are, and then you're just gonna tap right underneath. I always do 2 here because it just, I don't know, feels intuitive, I guess.
Yeah. It's funny when you're like collarbone, I'm like, I've gained so much weight, I can't find it anymore.
Oh no.
Where is it?
And even if you can't really identify or you don't want to have to like go there, you could literally just tap right here on the center, and you're really getting that whole area, because it's all designed that we're tapping on these endpoints of meridians, you know, and so the energy center is the body, and so it's broad. It's not like super specific the way acupuncture, the way Mina does, right? With like a very specific point. This is a little bit more forgiving of a process. So
Yeah.
those are the points, and we're just gonna repeat. So after we go to collarbone, we're gonna go back to top of the head. Okay, so before we start the actual script, I just want to ask everybody to really tap in if you've had any anxiety lately, recently, any kind of negative, depressed, lonely feelings, you know, how does that feel if you were to rate it on a scale of 0 to 10? 10 being, you know, it's just consuming your life, it's taking over your life, it's just so prevalent that you can't function, really, you know. So if you're 10, you know, you're 10, but if you're somewhere in between, maybe a 5 or 6, just keep that number in mind. You could write it down if you want, because I'm going to ask the same question after. So the goal essentially is really to get the number really low. And we use a number as a quantitative way to measure how you're feeling. So we don't always have to have a number, but it just, for the purpose of doing this together, it's going to help just to give you like that assessment or that feel like, oh, okay, you know, it stayed the same or went down or it's completely gone, you know, and it gives you further insight. And then if it didn't go down, then why? And then we explore further, right? But that would be done obviously in a one-on-one session. So, okay, that's probably enough background.
Would it be best to put ourselves on mute so it's not like...
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Oh, I tap away. I'm a good.
All right, I'm gonna put myself on mute because I'm klutzy and...
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oops.
All right.
I'll miss your rebuttal. Tap on the other side.
I'll just start talking and you guys will be like, we can't.
I don't hear it.
See?
I don't hear it.
I think she's on mute.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it?
No, I don't hear it. Well, like if you're...
That's how I tap, Mina.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, that's a good
Don't
point.
tap
Actually,
like that.
yeah,
Don't tap like that.
Don't hurt yourself when you're tapping. Go gentle. Because that can happen just by accident. You know?
Really serious about tapping. I'm really serious.
All right, so if everyone wants to just take a deep breath, and even if you want to take a sip of water now or have water by you, and just try to get your body as relaxed as possible. And if you do feel that there is some type of pain or discomfort in your body, you know, maybe just be aware of that, write that down. You know, that's something that you may feel a difference in that area after expressing these feelings and emotions that you're having. So, all right, take one more deep breath and then we'll get started.
We're like, who's gonna close their eyes first?
All right, and so just follow. I have my notes here in front of me, so I'll be looking down. I have the script already typed up, but
No, you can't. You have to have it memorized.
I have to memorize. Just heads up. That's what I'll be doing. But yeah, I'm going to be calling out the points, and then I'll be saying the words, and then it's just literally, you know, follow monkey see, monkey do. Just call and response, essentially. So go ahead and start tapping on the karate chop point right here and repeat after me. Even though I'm feeling anxious.
Even though I'm
feeling anxious.
And have these depressing thoughts.
And have these depressing thoughts.
That are disrupting my daily life.
That are disrupting my daily life.
And ability to feel happy.
And inability to feel happy.
I choose to love and accept myself.
I choose to love and accept
myself.
Exactly where I'm at.
Exactly where I'm at.
Even though I'm dealing with a lot of ups and downs.
Even though I'm
dealing with a lot of ups and downs. I'm trying to do it with you.
I'm gonna put myself on mute. I want muted.
All right. In my life.
In my life.
And it's so frustrating and annoying.
And it's so frustrating and annoying.
I just want to find balance.
I just want to find balance.
And be happy again.
And be happy again.
In this moment.
In this moment.
I choose to deeply and completely.
I choose to deeply and completely.
Love, honor, and approve of myself.
Love, honor, and approve of myself.
Even though there are days.
Even though there are days.
Where I worry about my future.
Where I worry about my future.
And it gives me anxiety.
And it gives me anxiety.
Then there are days.
Then there are days.
I think about certain memories.
I think about certain memories.
Of my past.
Of my past.
And it makes me feel depressed.
And it makes me feel depressed.
I choose to honor myself during this time.
I choose to honor myself during this time.
And I deserve all my thoughts and feelings.
And I deserve all my thoughts and feelings.
I know I'm strong enough to get through this.
I know I'm strong enough to get through this.
Go ahead and take a deep breath and start tapping on the top of your head. All this anxiety and depression.
All this anxiety and depression.
Eyebrow. All this fear and struggle.
All this fear and struggle.
Side of eye. My life feels like a mess right now.
My life feels like a mess right now.
And it's so uncomfortable.
And it is so uncomfortable.
Under eye. I'm frustrated at my mind.
I'm frustrated at my mind.
For having these fearful and negative thoughts.
For having these fearful and negative thoughts.
Under nose. I'm upset that my body.
I'm upset that my body.
Is experiencing such uncomfortable. Anxiety-related symptoms.
Anxiety-related symptoms.
Chin. It's scary to experience this.
It's scary to experience this.
And I don't know what to do.
And I don't know what to do.
I feel a little hopeless.
I feel a little hopeless.
Collarbone. Every day of my life feels like a struggle.
Every day of my life feels like a struggle.
I'm trying my best to get through each day.
I'm trying my best to get through each day.
But it is so hard.
But it is so hard.
I feel unsupported and all alone.
I feel unsupported and all alone.
That makes me feel sad and even more depressed.
That makes me feel sad and even more depressed.
Take another deep breath, going back to the top of your head. It's safe for me to acknowledge and validate these feelings.
It's safe for me to acknowledge and validate these feelings.
Even if no one else gives me that validation.
Even if no one else gives me that validation.
I have my back in all things.
I have my back in all things.
And the universe does too.
And the universe does too.
Eyebrow. I accept myself exactly where I'm at.
I accept myself exactly where I'm at.
Side of eye. I choose to see today as a new day.
I choose to see today as a new day.
as an opportunity to work through my anxious feelings
as an opportunity to work through my anxious feelings
and my depressing thoughts.
and my depressing thoughts.
Under I. Today I am hopeful.
Today, I am hopeful.
I have faith in the healing process.
I have faith in the healing process.
Under nose. I'm open to the possibility
I'm open to the possibility
that I can heal from my anxiety and depression,
that I can heal from my anxiety and depression,
and that tapping can help me do so.
and that tapping can help me do so.
Chin. I now release all fear, worry, and sadness
I now release all fear, worry, and sadness
for feeling the way I do.
for feeling the way I do.
Collarbone. It's safe to let these uncomfortable feelings
It's safe to let these uncomfortable feelings
and negative emotions go.
and negative emotions go.
It's all just energy that wants to flow.
It's all just energy that wants to flow.
I give it permission to flow now.
I give it permission to flow now.
Do one more round. So take a deep breath, going back to the top of your head. I'm ready to make positive changes in my life today
I'm ready to make positive changes in my life today
because I want and deserve
because I want and deserve
to live a life of balance,
to live a life of balance,
health, happiness,
health, happiness,
love, and safety.
love, and safety.
Eyebrow. And I want my friends and loved ones to know
And I want my friends and loved ones to know
that I'm okay and that I'm happy,
that I am okay and I am happy,
so that they could be okay and happy too.
that they can be okay and happy too.
Side of eye. I give myself permission to get better
I give myself permission to get better
and to heal.
and to heal.
For myself first
For myself first
and for others second.
and for others second.
It's safe to put myself first.
It is safe to put myself first.
I deserve to,
I deserve to,
especially in this very moment.
especially in this very moment.
Under I. I'm open to the healing process.
I am open to the healing process.
And if I ever feel stuck,
And if I ever feel stuck,
I'll reach out for help.
I will reach out for help.
Pray to God
Pray to God
or call upon my angels
or call upon my angels or whoever I believe on
for guidance and protection.
for guidance and protection.
Under nose. I trust that the universe always has my back.
I trust that the universe always has my back.
Chin. I am worthy of health and happiness.
I am worthy of health and happiness.
That's what I deserve.
That's what I deserve.
Everyone walking on earth deserves this too.
Everyone walking on earth deserves this too.
Collarbone. I now send a loving message to my heart,
I now send a loving message to my heart,
my mind, and my body
my mind, and my body
that it's safe to feel good now.
that it is safe to feel good now.
It's safe to feel safe.
It is safe to feel safe.
It's safe to feel happy.
It is safe to feel happy.
It's safe to feel loved.
It is safe to feel loved.
And it's safe to smile.
And it is safe to smile.
All is well in my world.
All is well in my world. And awesome.
Now go ahead and put both of your hands over your heart, taking some deep breaths, reflecting on what we just tapped on, allowing yourself to feel whatever comes up, giving yourself permission to heal, to feel better in this moment. Stay here for a little while longer. Honor yourself as you relax and let go.
Well, that was awesome.
Like it?
Yeah. Did anybody? All right, so my thing is I always feel like sludge is moving through my body the first time, and then it moves.
Yeah.
Like it never is up here. It's always right around here for me, around my eyes. So I don't know.
I
For
know
me,
that.
I like, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mina.
For me, I like when I know when things are getting unblocked immediately, and I've told this to Allie, is like, I feel like there's peppermint in my body. And so immediately, like, I'll know if that's something that I'm ready to let go in one shot. And so like immediately when we started chopping, I felt the peppermint like right here. It was so awesome. And then just, yeah.
And it's like, there's always one hand you kind of feel it more than the other. So I always feel like like this hand, my right hand doesn't feel it. My left hand is like super, I don't want to say tender, but it's like, oh, when I start tapping on it.
That's the cool thing about tapping, because each of the tapping points actually relate to a meridian, and that corresponds to like an emotion or a feeling or a belief. And so, like Sam, if you mentioned like your eyebrow, this eyebrow point helps to release trauma and sadness. It's really focused on that. So if you feel yourself crying or feeling uncomfortable or something comes up at a certain point, it just gives me, the practitioner, like further insight into what is actually happening, right? Because we all start off really with just what we think is like the biggest issue or what the emotions are currently facing, and then we can later discover, oh, it's actually this, or it's something, like Sam said, something deeper, you know. And it gives us, the body is so amazing, it's so intelligent, you know. God designed us in the most magnificent, amazing ways, where we have these clues, you know, and we don't know them necessarily because we didn't grow up with them, but like just learning the tapping points and where they correspond and what those emotions are and how to release it. I mean, that's a roadmap, you know, and that's insights we get immediately, right? In 5 minutes, you know, we don't have to take years to find that. And that's honestly the best thing, the biggest thing that I really love about tapping is that it works really quickly. It has the potential to work really quickly, right? It might not always, or depends on what I'm saying as a practitioner or what you're sharing on your end, right? And being open, that's a thing too. Of course, you know, you have to be like open to this process. You can't say, oh, this is dumb, this isn't gonna work, oh, why am I even doing this? Especially while tapping, you know, because if you have those thoughts, you're just blocking. And that's with anything, right? Even if you're doing yoga or meditation or even acupuncture, right? You know, like you might have people in there like, oh, my wife made me come, or I don't know, this isn't gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. And then they're like already blocking off the potential, right? So with anything, you have to just be open to the process, right? And just allow it to work through you.
Tapping's like my therapy right now. It's amazing. I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh my gosh.
Which hand is like, has the direct vein to the heart? Is it your left hand or right hand? I can't remember.
Sure.
You mean like Western wise?
Yeah. When people get a wedding ring, they say it's because I don't even know what hand they're putting on.
Oh, is that why the wedding ring's on the left hand?
Yeah.
Because it's
or right, I don't remember.
well, what's weird? So this is the pericardium, right? This is the heart protector, and technically the heart is actually the pinky line. It's this is the heart. We have the small intestine also, and then we have the pericardium. This is the triple jiao, right? Sanjiao, which is combining all three of the things. So the fact that, you know, in Chinese medicine, I guess why they put it on this finger. I met somebody in acupuncture school, and she always put her wedding ring on this finger, and I was like, that totally makes sense because it's the pericardium, you know, it's the heart protector. Anyways, I always thought that was great. So to answer your question, I guess.
I was just wondering if there's a reason why I felt it more on the left hand other than the right. But it was just like, because I don't know this shit. Just like,
I think you were married, weren't you?
Yeah, but I actually didn't have a wedding ring.
No? Oh wow, I had,
because I said I'd lose it. You have a whole bunch of wedding rings.
I did.
Yeah, all those times you got married.
Well, no, I only got married once, but like he gave me like too big of a wedding ring. I mean, like it was worth a car, and I was like, I'm not gonna wear a car on my finger. So then I decided like on the actual wedding ring part, that was the engagement ring. And then I was like, well, what if I want to paint, or what if I want to go do stuff or surfing? I was like, that doesn't work. So then I got like one that was like $50, and then I got one that was like $250, you know, and so.
Yeah,
I
no,
rarely wore the engagement ring.
I actually asked not to have a wedding ring because I knew I would lose it. I always lose my ring, so I was like, "There's no, why would you want to do that?" He was
Right.
like, so I got like this ring, but it was a necklace.
Nice. That's cute.
Yeah.
I was
so.
thinking of that. Yeah, that's a good option.
All for the vein of the heart. Thank you,
Yeah.
Allie. This has been freaking amazing. And I think we should tap on something else later on.
Yeah, and also
This is a great start.
if people want to get in touch with you and maybe do a session with you, what's the best way to get in touch with you? Is there, should we have them direct message us? Is there a website we should go to? Anything like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm actually working on revamping my website. And I'm changing my domain name. So the new way to find me is through tapwithallie.com. So it's a work in progress right now, but that's a good way to find me. Also, yeah, reach out to Sam or Mina through the channel, or I could maybe give like my email or phone number.
We'll put all your contact stuff on here. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you again.
Thank you, Allie. You're amazing.
Yeah.
Love you.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Love you.
Thank you.
I feel great.